Deep in the forest, there's a mysterious and magical world waiting to be discovered. It's a world of strange and beautiful creatures, ancient trees, and hidden wonders. But there's one organism in particular that stands out from the rest. It's a humble little fungi that has captured the imagination of humans for thousands of years. It's called the magic mushroom. In the modern world, magic mushrooms have been shed in a negative light. It's a taboo substance that's illegal in most places, but still used for a mind-bending experience among those who get their hands on it. However, in ancient times, the hallucinogen was worshipped like a god. Our first stop on this psychedelic journey takes us to Mexico, where the Aztecs reside in the jungle. The Aztecs were a civilization known for their advanced society and rich culture, but there was another side to their beliefs and practices that often goes unnoticed: their use of psychoactive plants, including magic mushrooms, as a part of their religious ceremonies. On the topic of magic mushrooms, we turn to American pharmacologist David Nichols.
South American Aztec Indians refer to them as Tenenactol, meaning God's flesh, and use them for healing rituals.
The importance of this drug for the Aztecs was essential to their religious values. It even went as far as creating a god who was tied to the fungus. Xochipilli is a prominent deity in Aztec mythology, associated with many things including love, art, and pleasure. However, he is also closely linked to the use of magic mushrooms in Aztec religious ceremonies. In Aztec art, Xochipilli is often depicted holding mushrooms in his hands, or is surrounded by mushroom imagery. This suggests that he was considered a patron of the mushroom, and that the plant was an important part of his worship. When Spanish conquistadors arrived in Mexico in the 1500s, an explorer named Bernardino Sahagún wrote a journal about his experience with the Aztecs. In that journal, he describes the psychedelic religious ceremony. When they take the mushrooms, they become intoxicated and see visions that the devil presents to them as great delights. They believe these visions to be the truth and great revelations, and in this way, they learn many things that are very damaging to their souls. The Spaniards would then go on to suppress the use of magic mushrooms in Mexico, but the Aztecs' culture has lived on, and some small communities still practice these rituals today. The next stop on this magic adventure is in ancient Egypt, where the use of magic mushrooms isn't as well documented, but still highly coveted. The god Osiris, who is central to the Egyptian religion, was often depicted with mushroom-like features, suggesting a possible link to their use. While the extent of the ancient Egyptians' use of magic mushrooms is unclear, their spiritual beliefs and practices suggest that they may have played a role in their culture. Kathy Forty, a psychologist and author, writes about a possible link between hieroglyphs and the fungus.
The ancients depicted this unknown plant in pairs of two, shaped as parasols or umbrella figures. This unnamed plant was referred to in the pyramid text of ancient Egypt as a golden plant with magic properties.
Could this mysterious plant be magic mushrooms? We may never know, but the link between its shown significance and the Aztecs' depiction of the mushroom are very similar. The Eye of Horus amulet, also known as the Wedjat or Ujat eye, is a symbol from ancient Egyptian religion and mythology that was associated with the protection, healing, and divine power. Within the Nile Valley resides a plant known as the Eye of Horus, also said to be the cap of an entheogenic mushroom. The Egyptians were more medicinally advanced than most civilizations at the time. In the Egyptian Book of the Dead, a collection of religious texts and spells that were used in ancient Egyptian funerary rituals, there is a chapter about the use of non-specified plants for a blend of religious and medicinal use. I know the name of that great God who is therein, the Lord of the sky, the Lord of the earth, the King of the truth, who is in the horizon, who is in the disk. Behold, these plants are for use in the netherworld. This ambiguous dialogue might show that the Egyptians maybe just didn't know enough about the substance in order for it to be intently described. They knew of its godly powers, and that was about all they could tell. Next, we go north to ancient Siberia. Deep in the forests of the Altai Republic in Russia, rock walls tell stories with the Kalbak-Tash petroglyphs. Created sometime between 11,000 and 6,000 BC, these petroglyphs are one of the first pieces of evidence that showed the use of magic mushrooms, not only in Siberia, but in the whole of human society. These petroglyphs depicted humans with mushroom heads. This might not seem like much, but Siberian shamans have a history with the use of the drug. A shaman named Tatiana Urkashan, who is a modern-day shaman that has an ancestral line of Siberian shamans that dates back to ancient times, discusses the use of a certain mushroom called Amanita muscaria in a 1996 interview.
I am too powerful a shaman to need it. The mushroom can quite easily kill you.
A professor in plant biology, Harry Nyberg, has his own take on the substance.
The fly agaric mushroom and psilocybin mushrooms have been used extensively across Siberia and Mesoamerica. In both regions, these mushrooms are tied to religious beliefs and practices, and they're believed to facilitate communication with the spirit world.
These shamans would often ingest the mushrooms and then enter into a trance-like state, allowing them to communicate with spirits and access deeper levels of knowledge and understanding. They would then pass off this information to their communities and alter beliefs among generations. As we take this journey to its end, I leave you with this. The use of magic mushrooms in ancient society not only changed the landscape of those cultures' worlds, but our own. Religion and medicine would not be where it is today without the little fungus in the woods, and that is something to be thankful for.